Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Welcome to the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel from the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama, in the heart of the Deep South. I just got something in the mail yesterday, my Acoustic Sounds shipment of my 75th anniversary records, which I'm going to show you. And today I'm going to be playing Giant Steps. So I'm going to open this up, talk a little bit about the history of this album, which I do have two other copies of. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do a two-way shootout between this 75th anniversary 45 RPM version and another version that I've got here. So I'll be doing a back-to-back comparison with you here. As I always do, I play the records for you. And usually they get demonetized. I hope the families get paid for the music, or the estates, or whoever owns the music. So, I'm trying to get these out here of this box. They pack these things really well. I do want to talk a little bit about the warped record that I had from Acoustic Sounds, and they replaced it right away like they always do. I mean, it came within a couple of days when I sent them the email. I had a warped record on the Matchbox 20, and they took care of that right away. So, hats off to Acoustic Sounds. I've had nothing but pleasant dealings with them, and so far I am really happy with this series that they put out, the 75th anniversary series, and really have never had any issues with their stuff. I mean, I've always been pretty happy with their records. So here's the 75th Atlantic anniversary of My Favorite Things, which I'll be doing a separate video on. And I'm going to do a shootout with that one too, because I've got another different copy of a pressing with that one. Here's the new Giant Steps, which I'll be opening here. And then we also have the Stone Temple Pilots, which I'll be doing a separate video on as well. Again, I subscribe to this 75th anniversary, so every month I pay the $180 for the 3 records, and they send me my numbered edition, which here's number 282. So I'm going to be comparing this record with this pressing here, which is a Rhino pressing, and this is a 2020 release that has the extra record here. So obviously I'm not going to be comparing it to the outtakes, but I did want to compare it to the sound of this. So I'm going to just use the first track, Giant Steps. I'll play it off this first, and then I'll go ahead and play the new one. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to open this up while we're listening to the Rhino version. And that way we can kind of get an assessment on what we're listening to, and then go back and put on the 45 RPM and see if there's any noticeable difference. It's been a while since I've listened to this Rhino version. And so the Rhino version is this here. I'm going to give it just a quick wipe down here with some distilled water, throw it on there. And then we'll talk about a little bit of the history of the album, which this originally came out in 1960 from a couple of different recording sessions. And then there were some other takes that weren't included on the original album that are part of the outtakes that they put on a CD version and then put on this Rhino version. And I think those were primarily from a different date. So we'll talk about that, and I'm going to open up the Acoustic Sounds ones here and show it to you. We'll take a look at it. I'm pretty excited about these two, even though I do have, again, 2 other copies of the album. And we're going to put on Giant Steps off of this for a moment. Again, I'm playing this on my RT85 with the Ortofon Blue. It goes through a Shitmoney preamp and then into my Yamaha HS8 speakers. So All right, let me put this on here. And again, we're listening to the Rhino version here, which has a little bit of surface noise on it. All right. Let's open up the acoustic sounds here and have a listen. The sessions, from May 4th to 5th, 1959 and December 2nd of 59 make up primarily the album. And this was originally released in 1960. Here we go, just taking this out of the wrapper. Again, nice jacket, thick jacket. Wow. Pull the records out while we listen. Advertisement, the insert, So I'm listening to this pretty much at Unity here. I'll leave the volumes the same when I throw on the new 45 RPM and then assess the difference. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that much of a difference through the video here, but we'll see. Now the Rhino one does come with these different sleeves for the albums. It's not a gatefold, but the Rhino version does come with a very nice book that talks about the sessions and stuff. So if you're into that, the Rhino version does have this, whereas obviously the new one doesn't have that. So there we have Giant Steps off of the Rhino version, which comes with 2 records. That one has the outtakes and so forth. Sounds very nice. Not the quietest piece of vinyl, but you don't really hear any noise on it while you're listening to the music. It's just in between the tracks. You might hear a little crackle. Other than that, it's a pretty good sounding version of it. And I've been pretty happy with it thus far. However, now we're getting ready to put on this Acoustic Sound 75th anniversary. Let's talk a little bit about this album as far as the remastering and stuff like that. This comes mastered directly from the original analog tape by Ryan K. Smith at Sterling Sound, pressed at QRP. Of course, we've got the tip-on gatefold jacket with the stout and printing. Beautiful. So we're going to put on now. I've sprayed off record 1 here, and we're going to listen to Giant Steps now, dropping it on with the 45 RPM. And let's see if I notice a difference here. Seems to be very nice and flat, so that's good. Again, great customer service by Acoustic Sounds. Okay, right off the bat, I think there's a little more depth to it. The highs aren't quite as pronounced on this. It's a more balanced sound. It's a little bit, I think the other one was a little more harsher sounding. Didn't sound bad, but this one sounds a little more fuller, a little more warmer, I think. I think maybe since the highs aren't quite as pronounced, it's not that the piano may sound a little more subdued than in the other version, but it sounds good. got a lot of great people on this. You got Cedar Walton on piano on some of these, Paul Chambers, Lex Humphreys on drums, Tommy Flanagan's on piano on some of these, Paul Chambers. I think primarily on this album you've got Coltrane, Flanagan on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, Art Taylor on drums. On Naima, Wynton Kelly replaces Tommy Flanagan on piano. Jimmy Cobb replaces Art Taylor on drums. That's the main album. You do have Cedar Walton, Lex Humphreys on some other of the outtakes that appear on the other version. This has a very nice warm sound to it, I think. I think again the high end part is a little more emphasized, I think, on that Rhino version, where you hear just a bit more of the cymbal presence. Maybe the piano's you have a little more highs on there, in my opinion. Again, listening through my system here, it sounds very good. It's, would I go out and spend $60 to have this version if I already had the other version? Again, it's a matter of how much you really like the album, whether or not you're going to want to have this. Which I think this does sound a little bit better, a little bit balanced, and a little warmer than the Rhino version. But if you've already have the Rhino version and you really like it, is a must-have? Probably not. But I'm certainly glad to have it in the collection. And when I go to listen to this album, this will probably be the version that I now go to listen to it on. But that, again, is not saying anything bad about the Rhino version. The Rhino version does have the outtakes, and you do get a booklet and things like that in that version. That runs around, usually you can find those around $35 or $40 for that double album. So something to think about for sure, but I'm pretty happy with this. So I appreciate you guys joining me again. I love playing these records for you. I do this just for the pure fun of this, for sharing this information with you guys. I will be doing a separate video, and I will be doing a comparison with another version of the Coltrane My Favorite Things to this one. So it's kind of fun to do a back-to-back shootout on these. And then I'll be doing a separate one on the Stone Temple Pilots, which to be honest, if I wasn't subscribed to the series, this probably wouldn't be an album that I would just outright buy. But as far as 90s rock music goes, this is actually one of the ones I do prefer to listen to over a lot of others. So one of the ones that I liked back during the 90s. So, all right, until next time, guys, happy listening out there, and we'll talk to you later.